Patrick's Garage.
That's a great runaround car that you can drive a really long time. Volvo engineers knew what they were doing when they built these things in 60s. Because it's got 2-liter engine, those engines can run forever.
2.0-liter engine. That's why it's called the B20. This bumper made from aluminum.
You know, it's got a damaged bumper on it.
Passenger side was squashed a little.
So at some point it was wrecked in the front.
Passenger side was suffer.
But these things can take a lot of abuse and still go down the road.
Scratches in all length of bumper.
Now, cars does have an electric parking brake, which I'm not a fan of.
Lever for left hand. Very convenient decision for using with manual transmission. Handle levers for adjusting seat. Real emergency parking brake. It can work without electronic. And brake cables goes to their rear wheels. Now they use electronic.
But they're all going that way.
Regular comfy seats.
They're look good. They're comfy.
And you see they was restored.
And they don't freeze your butt off in the winter like leather.
Makes much more sense to have regular upholstery.
Or melt your skin off in the hot summer. You can say it's got a reasonable amount of clearance under.
And it's certainly high enough up in the air.
And we never hit anything with it.
It's not going to be a problem and not scratching anything.
It can drain your battery for nothing.
The headlights are operated by means of push-pull type switch on the dashboard. All the lights are extinguished when the lighting switch is pushed fully in. Fly on the glass. This not plastic. Mirror inside in good condition, made in Germany. And we not take apart half of car to replace the bulb.
Don't buy cheap Chinese scrap because it's bite you in the rear end.
And now let's continue driving around our simple old car. Easy go up to the hill, granny also. I don't hear groaning stuff. Hardly ever break down. We see granny in front of us. So we always should decide what does we need to fix and what can we live with. As I mentioned, it was in a wreck. The suspensions got a little clunk on the passenger side. But don't worry, I looked on it. There is nothing really worn out or anything. Old Volvo is a much better overall vehicle in terms of longevity, needing less repair and maintenance. But just try finding a good used Volvo. Cheap. That's not easy thing to do now if you only have a few grand or even only a few hundred to spend. Yeah, simple technology and they're not bad vehicles. And if you can get one for a cheap enough price to use, it can be a great car for running around with. You can get them cheap enough and it can last a while. Everything complex these days. You gotta have a mechanic who knows what he is doing to mess around with new car. We can learn so much from engineering details of old car design. We go a little slow. It goes uphill fine. No one's coming. So nobody in the left. And here we go. I like the sunlight at the evening. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he must be insane buying that thing with that age and mileage on it, right? But not really completely. Yes, this thing 50 years old and it's still going. And by dint of working at car very persistently over 2 years, I fully regained its ability to driving around. Some of parts is worn, some of it isn't. And this may be an obvious one, but it's something that is very often overlooked by car owners. By the way, these birds poops on my car very often, and I wasn't dazzled by the sunlight. And repair always not cheap if you want to done it right. So we need to care about our paint. The main problem with this it's a northern car and a real rust and birds who damage the paint. If this was a southern car, be another story. But it's a northern car. So we got to live with what we got. Now, of course, the problem with this is it's a northern car not because it's made in Sweden, but because in winter there is a snow. And salt used to melting snow on the road. But salt also chews metal, not only ice and snow. So it's not the time to slack off. For me, it works pretty flawlessly. It's wearing, but it's not outrageous rise above expectation. You can't go wrong if you want something that's going to last a really long time. Now we're getting older and wiser. I really like this old simple car. They build this for people to get around in. Now, please consider sharing this video with someone who likes old car or planning to buy old car. Share this on Facebook group, on Twitter. You can share it all over the place. Thank you for advance. I always appreciate it. And if you are new on my channel, not forget to scanning my previous videos. Maybe you'll find something interesting for you. And before moving forward with this video, please make sure you're subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Click the subscribe button and notifications bell so that way you can be notified as soon as I upload new videos about car repairing. A little oil seepage on the fuel pump, you see. You not need to take apart a whole bunch of crap to replace headlight bulb. The headlight bulbs are replaced from inside the engine compartment. To replace the bulb you need remove the contact for the bulb holder, remove the rubber sleeve, fix its spring, and then lift out the bulb and put the new one. It's called the B20. It's a 2-liter engine. It's a very conventional engine. It's got cast iron block, cast iron head, push rods, and 2 valves per cylinder. Puts out 82 horsepower, which is enough to move these old car around. It's not an interference engine, insanely reliable. So if the timing breaks, no damage is done. So if the timing system broke, it didn't hurt anything. So you done gambling anything. So I think old engines was more reliable. This is the best engine that Volvo ever made. It's not a modern distributor-less system. It's got an old-fashioned distributor, and so it's easy to work on it. Now here, this is a simple one-barrel carburetor. This is not the case for those guys who prefer spend half of their life for messing around with carburetor. Infinitely reliable alternator BOSCH cloth seats. These are 72. They're still in pretty good shape. But if these had been leather seats, forget it. They'd be all fettered. and turned to shreds. All seats adjusted mechanically, without electrical motors. Later, fan heater switch, heater temperature, ashtray, wipers, choke control, headlights, switch for wiper motor with return spring to not burn it. Aftermarket pedal parts. We can use them for 240 series, 940 series, not only 140 series. In a lot of our time, we always inside. Just superficial rust on wheels, even their rims that is originally came with. And you can see 50 years later the body's still in excellent shape. If you see more closely, you can guess that rocket was replaced. And this normally for nothing old vessel. As you know, we can buy repair kits. You can get kit for arch section. Rear arches very suffer from rust. You can get new arch section, cut them off, weld them and paint them. That's the only way to really fix it. Thank you so much for your time. Bye for now.